Hello, this is Goku Photo 71, and what pisses me off 710, when we're here to do a podcast all about Dragon Ball. That is including Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and unfortunately Dragon Ball Evolution. We'll also be talking about Kai and our thoughts about Kai. So, here we go. You want to start us off?
Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character is Gohan, actually.
Why is that?
Well, I think he incorporates the audience, in my opinion. I think he is the closest thing in this world of fantastical characters that they all can do things that we can't do. I think he's the most grounded of all the major characters, in my personal opinion.
I definitely agree that he has like a lot of story in the Dragon Ball Z saga. Like the whole saga of Dragon Ball Z is mostly about Gohan. You would agree, right?
Yes. That's kind of like one of my problems with the show is I thought the main storyline of the show was about Gohan basically finding his true potential and finding out that he's ultimately the most powerful of the warriors. Not to say that the other ones aren't powerful, but ultimately inherently he is the most powerful character. That's not why he's my favorite. But inherently he is the most powerful character. He just can't unleash it like all the other characters.
I would have to disagree because I think the story is about Goku. I think the entire story from starting with Dragon Ball is always about Goku because it's always Goku basically in the end being the, hero of the story. I mean, I know Gohan stopped Cell, but without Goku, he wouldn't have did it. So, really, Goku is the whole story because he started off, Dragon Ball fighting the Raditz, you know what I mean? So then he dies. It's like all about him.
Well, as I see it, Dragon Ball, and we're gonna call it if we're gonna call Dragon Ball the three stories, one complete story, then it's a three act story. You have Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT, and I'll agree with you completely, wholeheartedly, that Goku is the main character in the first and third act. But I've always seen Gohan as, for the most part, the main character of the hero, okay, not main character, but the hero of the third act the second act until the end. But that's, as I said before, that's not the reason why he's my favorite character. It's that I can connect to him better than most of the other characters, and that's why I like him the best.
My personal favorite character would have to be Vegeta. Simply because he's just so badass, and he doesn't really give a shit about what anyone thinks. He'll fucking kill you if you look at him wrong, you know what I mean? He's just amazing, he's he's the most interesting character in my opinion.
Well, I can definitely see your appeal to that character, and he is the polar opposite of Goku, at least the Goku that we know. He is completely different than Goku, because Goku will stop to help an old lady, if she needed help. Vegeta wouldn't even care enough to kill her.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Vegeta would probably just keep walking or fucking just... I don't know. I think later on in the show, I think Vegeta would have helped her. But, in the beginning of DBZ, he probably wouldn't have helped a stranded person anywhere. He'd probably kill him. He'd probably thinking killing him would help him.
I don't know. I think that he does have a character arc. Other than Goku does not have a character arc. Goku starts in one area. In Dragon Ball Z, Goku starts in one area, and for all intents and purposes, ends in that exact same area. I don't know if he has a character arc in GT, but he does have an arc in Dragon Ball. Gohan has a huge arc, and Vegeta has a huge arc. Would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. I definitely agree.
Because Vegeta starts in a place where he feels that Earth is nothing to him, To where in Boo, which I can understand how Vegeta being your favorite character, you like Boo Saga, because one of Vegeta's best moments, in my opinion, happens to be in the Boo Saga.
Yeah, when he decides to fucking, give his own life for his, son, and, even for Goku, I mean, his worst enemy. He's, he completely changed from a person that didn't really give a fuck about that planet to a person where he would do anything to save it. And it was really cool, and it was a really cool transformation for the character, in my opinion.
And it makes sense. Like, there are transformations in shows and things that don't make sense. Like, it just comes out of left field. But ultimately, he has an anchor, and that anchor happens to be Bulma.
Yeah, Bulma did change his character a lot. Ever since he had, like in the Boo Saga, he like tamed down a lot. Like especially in GT, he was totally different in GT. I mean, he was like the most tamest. He was less like Vegeta as it went on, I think.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the rumor that Bulma raped him?
No.
There's a thing going online that basically he trains in that he trains in a hyperbolic time chamber, and pretty much passes out, and basically Bulma basically has her way with him at that time, and that's basically supposedly that's supposed to be their first sexual encounter.
Okay.
Yeah, have you ever heard that before?
No. That has to be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
No, if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Not for Bulma necessarily, but obviously I don't think Bulma is a character that... I think Bulma is definitely a character that basically is more of a one-night stand type character, for lack of a better term. But raping somebody, I don't know if it's within her character, but I don't know. Like that's something I've actually there are a lot of theories online about really random things, and that's actually an active theory online. Is that was their first sexual encounter, and it was forced because Vegeta was, for all intents and purposes, unconscious. Which, no matter if he wanted it or not, that's still considered rape. I don't know. It's just one of those. It's just one of those out there things, and in my opinion, it doesn't make Vegeta less of a powerful character because, he was passed out. I mean, I'm not trying to insult Vegeta by saying that.
What are your thoughts on the Dragon Ball movie?
My thoughts of the Dragon Ball movie. Well, I did a video.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yes, I did an entire video on that. But I'll give my quick thoughts here right now. My thoughts on the Dragon Ball movie is that it's an average movie at best, probably a little bit below average. Probably 4 or 5 if you're rating it on a 10 scale. Probably a 2 if you're rating it on a 4 scale, 1 to 4. But it's not as horrible as everyone says it is, in my opinion. I think there are some mistakes in there, but I generally like the casting choices. I think the writing was actually bad, and I think it was mainly Fox that kind of told them to go bad, because there was a leaked script, and the leaked script was actually better than what they actually filmed.
I'm going to have to disagree. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you when you say it could have been better. I mean, it could have been a hell of a lot better. But this film is utter garbage. You know why? Because they have this huge story, this amount of characters, the fucking greatest fucking special effects that they could use. I mean, every scene in Dragon Ball Z looks like it would be amazing, alright? And they fucking come up with this? I mean, really?
Well, I understand what they were going for. Their ideas were basically... Well, it was basically, you can't start with Z, you have to have the backstory. And from what I heard...
Yeah, I know, but, dude, come on, man. I mean, it's fucking terrible.
Well, you have a problem with the casting choice. Do you generally hate everyone they casted, or do you think there were some good choices?
I think James Marsters, his name is. You know, the guy that played Piccolo, is that his name?
Yes, James Marsters.
I think he was good as Piccolo, in my opinion. That's probably the only thing that I thought was good. And Bulma was good. But the overall fucking movie, Master Roshi was terrible. He was nothing like the character whatsoever. At all.
There were some hints of that.
I wouldn't say Chow Yun-Fat was bad in the movie. He's a good actor. He was just being Chow Yun-Fat.
Well, I think that was a writing problem, not an acting problem. I think he was a good choice for the character. I think they just wrote him wrong, personally. That's my personal opinion. Is a lot of the problems with the film.
Because they didn't want to have Master Roshi into this like perverted, character. They wanted this movie to be a family film. This film should have never even been released in theaters. It should have just been like a Nickelodeon movie or something.
Well, the problem with that is you can't get. The problem with that is they would have way too low of a budget. I think the film, first of all, I think the first mistake of this film, and hopefully you'll agree with me on this, is the people who got the rights for it, Fox. Fox screws up everything.
No, that's not true. They did a great job with the Spider-Man movies.
They didn't do the Spider-Man movies.
They did. Sony. Didn't they do some of them?
Nope, that's all Sony. They did the X-Men movies. They did the X-Men movies.
That's what I was thinking. X-Men, yeah.
Okay.
They did the X-Men movies, and they did a good job with those.
3 and Wolverine, I kind of disagree with you on that. 1, 2, and First Class are good movies. I'll give them that. But you can see Fox's decision-making being bad still, I think. I don't know how much of it was Fox, but they also did Fantastic Four. I believe they do the Ghost Rider movies. So they do a lot of adaptation movies. And I don't know if you know this, Fox are the ones that canceled Firefly. I don't know if you know what Firefly is, but if you do, you'll understand why that was a bonehead move. But yeah, I think a big problem with this film was Fox and Fox's mandates, personally.
They should have got fucking James Cameron for the movie.
Well, I don't know if James Cameron is the best director for this film. Personally, I don't know. He would have done better. You'll agree with that. Actually, James Cameron's supposed to be doing Battle Angel Alita, the movie. It's an anime movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I'll state this right here and right now. Personally, I just want a good anime movie out there because, like basically, we need a good anime movie. We need a good video game adaptation movie to where these studios, actually probably a couple of each, but to where these studios think that this is worth spending the money to make these movies good. Once you get the money, you're going to get people who care about it into these projects. The comic book movie had a lot of flops before it got to where it is today.
I definitely agree, but you have to admit that they could have made a so much better movie than what they had came up with.
Oh, no, I don't disagree with you. And I've actually, basically they had a script where first of all, there were a lot of better things. Like, I think the podcast that had it, that actually worked out the script, and these people had actually read it, I've never found the script online, but these people that actually read it, they did a podcast, and they were talking about it. And they were talking about various things in it. And first of all is, one thing they talk about that I thought was weird is that Piccolo is not the main villain of the movie. It's actually Pilaf, but Piccolo is basically an extended cameo at the end. Like, basically, from what I understand, Emperor Pilaf is trying to resurrect Piccolo throughout the movie.
Why?
I don't know, but, Trust.
Why didn't they just do what they had made already? All people wanted to see was a live-action adaptation of their favorite anime, not some fucking director that thinks that he should have made it his own, or this own writer that thinks he should have made it its own. The material